Hey, I'm Jordan with Jordan Plays Blue, and I'm here to look at a quick, asymmetrical microgame. It has some social deduction in it, it has some card drafting in it, it has some kind of, number versus number battle at the end of the game. This is a new one from Travis Magrum and Glass Shoe Games, so let's check out how Samson and Delilah plays. So, Samson and Delilah is a two-player game. One player is going to play as Samson, and the other player is going to play as Delilah. The Samson player is going to be playing cards on the Samson and Israelite side. The Delilah player is going to be playing on the Delilah and the Philistine side. They have different goals as they're going into the game. The Samson player is trying to discover whether Delilah is going to be betraying him, and then also defeat the Philistines in battle. The Delilah player is trying to either assist Samson in defeating the Philistines or betray him and have him lose to the Philistines. In order to set up the game, you're going to shuffle up the cards. You put them face down in between the players, the Delilah side facing the Delilah player, the Samson side facing the Samson player. Each player draws 2 cards. The cards are all going to have the same kind of setup. They're going to be a value on here, which is kind of the power at the end of the game when you're doing the combat. There's going to be an indicator of how many of each color there is in the deck, and then also a name and an item, location type place that or type thing that goes with the story of Samson and Delilah from the Bible. As you're playing the game, you are going to be playing cards face down on your side. Samson is playing on the gray sides of the table, and Delilah is playing on the purple sides of the table. All cards are being played face down, and a maximum of 3 cards can be on either side. So once there's 3 cards on the Samson side, they can only play on the Israelite side. Once all of those are filled up, all 4 sides of the deck have 3 cards on them, you're going to go into the final phase of the game. A card is passed between each player between each turn to show some information there. So what's Delilah trying to do? She's trying to decide whether she wants to betray or help Samson. If she has played 2 or 3 locks of hair on her side, that means she's on Samson's side. If she's only played 1 or 0 locks of hair, that means she is betraying Samson, and she's actually hoping that the Philistines will win. And so passing that card back, that card back and forth is giving a little bit of information to Samson as he's making that decision about whether she has betrayed him or not. Also, Samson is trying to play different colored cards on the Israelites because those will cancel out some of the Philistines' cards at the end of the game. So once all the cards have been played, at that point we're going to follow this trusty flowchart that comes with the game. And this is going to kind of follow you through the end game. At first, Samson has to decide whether he trusts Delilah or not. If he says that Delilah has betrayed him, and indeed she has betrayed him, he wins the game. He has stopped that betrayal. He has found the betrayal and has met one of his achievements and wins the game. If he accuses her and she was actually on his side, you kind of move on to the next step. If she is on his side regardless, you kind of move on to the next step. Then she's going to flip over her cards to show whether she is on his side or not, and then the rest of the cards are going to be flipped over. Any Israelite cards that match colors on the Philistine side are going to cancel out those Philistine cards of the matching colors. And then you add up the total between the Delilah and Philistines versus the Israelites and Samson, and higher value wins. It is possible for one player to win this game. It's also possible for both players to lose the game and for both players to win the game, which is odd, but that's how it goes. So that's a little bit about how Samson and Delilah plays. This is a tricky little game. There are some layers there that are not going to be apparent at first, so you definitely need to stick with it. Keep the flowchart handy because that's going to be really important as you're playing the game, especially the first couple times you're playing it. From what I understand, the version I have is a near production copy. Cards quality is very good, nice thick cards. The artwork is reminiscent of a Sunday school youth group kind of artwork that you see on like posters and like story Bibles and that kind of stuff. So it has that kind of nostalgic feel to it. I don't think this artwork would work in a lot of games, but it works here, especially because it works there with the theme. So cards work. It comes in bags that are kind of reminiscent of Love Letter, depending on the edition you're getting. But I mean, that's functional as well, and you definitely want to keep the flow chart handy as well. So production seems like it's going to be pretty solid. Nice compact game, plays pretty quickly, has some weird asymmetrical aspects to it. Interesting two-player social deduction game. Lots of stuff going on here. If that seems interesting to you, definitely check it out. This is on Kickstarter now, or if you're checking this out after the Kickstarter has ended, check it out from Glass Shoe Games. This is Samson and Delilah. I'm Jordan. Thanks.